for you. So you know what? If you let me down, no more
Yeah,
sass.
that's it. Yeah,
Mind
that's
your manners.
No second chances.
No. This is it. This is a game for you, right? Wave. I mean, wait. I like Wave. Honestly, seeing Murray back in here and everyone else, like this is a dangerous little roster. They are a dangerous little team that has definitely caused upsets, definitely got the fans behind them. I'm just gonna wait and see what they do though, because as said, we saw the good looks from Guild. We saw them coming out, Hypoc looking good. We saw Leo on Prime. I want to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Is initially pretty widespread from Guild in the pistol round here, at least, and so maybe setting up a fault line or something towards Heaven. Actually, a little bit of aggression from Wave out through Garrett's, looking for some early control. It's going to give a lot of information, actually. They've already got a 3-stack over towards A site, and they can stay like this now they have that info.
Yeah, this A crunch should be coming in from Guild, and the perfect start for Safe. Going to find Carcass with no trade available. Pretty isolated and not necessarily sitting deep, but sitting deep on Heaven. Gives them no vision towards ramps or ropes. So I don't mind sitting deep, but I feel like he was building off the back of the information that B-Push was going to garner, and it found some, but not enough. So, as said, Leo's going to pop up the wall, kind of control the area around, and this is going to be the crunch on the site. There, oh, this is too easy for Guild. This is very, very clean.
Yeah, left an opening there for Guild to go and isolate that one kill. Saito actually came all the way back to screens. He's going to find Yassine from there. Leo messed about. Actually, Saito finds a second here, so find themselves in a 2v3 now. Definitely doable, but now that wall blocking off any chance of him regrouping.
Leo's such a problem. Whether or not he spots people is kind of beyond it. Even if there's no one there, that's information that they're probably at screens. It's such an important position to be in. They're going to smoke off CT or T, I guess, at this point. Going to try and cross out. Bonkar playing on the site. Probably first contact here. And they'll start the swing. Does get individual 1v1 and no trade. And now this is where the problems begin. But Leo's there to save the day. Safe just dives in. And gotta say it, between Safe and Leo, fantastic play. And it was all too easy to get up ramp, to split through ropes, to make it look so clinical.
Well, I mean, the one thing there is, yes, you can keep the 3-stack, as I said, but I feel as if the focus needs to be on ramp. Have one person playing elbow or screens, because as soon as you give that plant up, right, or that person on site dies, you can just literally plant for Heaven for free. There's no pressure coming through there. The wall goes down over the defensive spawn, blocking off that rotation, so they can literally sit in Heaven. Like you said, Leo, all he needs to do, play his life, whether or not he spots anybody or not, doesn't really matter, because all of that time that gets eaten up, Wave have to do something about that Heaven presence.
Yeah, they can't ignore it. So, again, it's a pistol round. Sadly, it being a tech issue right now for one of the players means you have to stare at us longer. Again, I think it was Yinzu saying, hey guys, can you pause the game? I want more camera time. Unlucky Yinzu. It comes back to us. So it's us who are stuck here. Again, my deepest apologies to anyone at home who has to once again stare at the palest person in history and Hypoc. So, sorry about that.
That's all the intro I get. There's nothing.
I mean, you want to be slightly insulted, or?
I've already been told I have a large head today.
Big head.
Measured up against Yinsu as well. That's an unfair test, really.
They've come in hard. All right, we are back into this one. Unpaused, no worries. Let's get it going. First round on the board towards Guild, of course, on the attacking side. Wave on the defense. Thank you for joining us, guys, here. And again, this is the last chance to dance. This is for some of the teams to actually try and make that way through to Masters. And again, let's see what they go for here. This time, Jet a little bit more presence towards that ramp side, but should be overpowered. But we know what gun may be in hand. And, well, it gets one and done. Nothing too much to write home about. And the Omen feeling very isolated towards A.
Well, no, I mean, it can come back and just play safe once again. Let's have a teammate rotating back over, but Guild to be cautious at this point. I guess maybe anticipating a few more Buckies somewhere along the line. Spike cam going to go up. It's going to give a little bit of information over after Leo does pop it, but looking like they're actually going to drift back away from A.
No more charges left.
You're on the minimap here. You can see Yassine, I guess, just looking for a peek out off of default on B. The Wave haven't given him anything just yet, so you can see Murray actually posted on the X-ray with the Bucky there, so Yassine got to be really careful
30
here.
seconds left.
I do get a little scared on kind of anti-ecos. or a force buy, I guess. When you leave it this late, it gets a little sketchy because stacks can work out and you can't really adjust off the back. But let's see, you're seeing great movement to try and keep those Buckies at distance, and it's an incredibly good idea considering, you know, what damage they can do. And there's the flank coming in for safe, so all the threats have been quelled, and it looks like Guild really hammered down that execution on this, keeping it very clean.
And the fault line actually perfect there onto default. Safe will pick up side up. Yeah, like you said, and again, it's always the same concern, right? It's if you get no peaks whatsoever, you sort of anticipating a stack, right? So Murray's sitting behind default for that long. Hats off to Yassine to still, I don't want to say kind of showing discipline, because he double statues up at the end of the day. So at least he relies on the utility of his teammate there. Obviously, Bonkar lining up a fault line from somewhere deep, just to kind of reduce that risk.
Okay, coming back in though, we do get at least the big guns coming out to play, and it looks like a fast piece, still sticking of course on those Spectres, gonna try and bring him into, oh, that's gorgeous from Yassine. Incredible entry, the follow-up not there, but the trade is. Safe gonna play his role to perfection, Siders down, but there's a quick play from Zik going through from CT, at least gonna keep some control here for Wave, but needs to be careful to not get overwhelmed. He does have support over here, but that spike is on the way towards B. Let's spin over towards, I imagine that's Murray, it is. Still ready and waiting, and he catches Drak, and that should give away the game the more coming this way. I wonder how long they have left on that smoke here. And already the paint shell gonna force one more player through. Brilliant work here, and Wave keeping control. As soon as Guild tried to hit that switch, Murray was absolutely on the case, and he was a player that definitely stood out to me before, and statistically has stood out for the team in the past. But let's see what Bonkar can do in a 1v3, and look at this readjustment from Murray. Even if he loses the fight, he's bought so much time that breach can come in towards the site, and Murray doesn't lose these, and that's a great round for Wave. Yes, it was a bonus round to a degree, but that start was perfect for Guild.
Yeah, I really like that as well. As soon as that player falls in heaven, this time around, Zik actually anticipates that wall blocking off the rotation. He actually comes there to pressure that, to prevent that being a factor. So I love just the speed of that rotation coming through from Wave. Again, yes, Carcass is unfortunate to lose that gunfight initially, but it was nice shots from Yassine nonetheless to land those with a Spectre. So far, Wave, because if they're happy to put the fight up kind of before Guild are able to even get site control. Safe now, try and lurk over outside A main, throw some utility down, maybe just try and be a bit of a nuisance. You can see both Wave players on the minimap actually looking to explore ramp, so they're going to have the info that nobody's actually pushing off the back of that.
This is all quiet so far. Aside from that utility thrown down at the start from Cypher, they don't have much more information. Now, if they've tried to kind of pinch towards ramp, that's a really nice idea, but I want to see how they play with this. They've now noted that there's at least Omen still present here. They've known that Jet has been here substantially. And again, Carcass, great little off angle, really adjusting here on towards ramp, going to catch Safe for almost free. Now, there are still players towards ropes, and you can see Cider seems very aware of this possibility. Now, traditionally in the last couple of rounds, after maybe losing or trading out, they have adjusted towards B, but this time around, Guild set a bit of a trap. That's a really smart play, and you could see the intentions were there, and they've actually caught a rotation from the defensive side. But again, Murray being deeper in towards those B halls is going to be a huge problem down the line. Already Yassine's flashed, and the side hit's going to be a little trickier to stick on the landing.
Yeah, just trading back and forth with the flashes here. Yassine and Leo, they control the default actually. They're looking. The spike's going to go down, but there's still one player here. Yeah, Yassine actually going to finally deal with Nico. Leo found the headshot onto Zik as well. So bring the numbers back in their favor now. 4v2 for Guild. Yassine will find one more. It's just one more member to deal with. Ida comes out from the defensive spawn, and Bonkar picks up that freebie. I love the readjustment there from Guild. Again, setting that trap in ropes, finding that kill. Immediately there, Waver kind of scrambling to deal with that. They don't know which side to then rotate towards. Actually, they end up drifting back over towards B Heaven. Really, really good stuff. And actually, that's all off the back of nobody playing on site on B. That was a double stacking garage by Wave. They're anticipating either giving that up, playing retake. But I think at the point Nico drifts back behind Pillar, right there, it's difficult for Murray to really do anything.
I just love the fact that they just punished a rotation after conditioning in like 3 rounds. That was very well done. Now, into this, we are seeing a bit of a force buy. Sheriffs, I think I saw a Bucky come out. I'm not sure if it got stuck on. But again, they've bought in very lightly to this. Nothing too crazy, but again, this is what I like to see from Guild is a very considered and composed approach. They seem very aware of what they wanted to do and the reactions and the cause of what their moves previous to now have created. Just spamming away. Again, they have to be quite clean on this approach towards, ramp. Again, that jet has been a problem. A bit of a nuisance from there. A couple of kills, and we are seeing that little bit of a play from Raze now, sitting towards ropes. So the next layer of this is that they have to now pay attention to ropes, because now they got exploited from that, right? Like, Wave have to now pay a little bit more mind to it. But I'm interested to see if there's now a next step for Guild. This is those mental games, that kind of pendulum that swings like, okay, we're in control, now we're not, as Carcass gives a little bit of a fade towards safe, and that was a little ahead of the smoke, so maybe just trying to catch one on the adjustment, feeling they were safe. Yassine spotted one out, and you can see them trying to, again, exploit this ropes area with Yassine. And now the timing's quite nice for Leo there. They just back away. They know the fight should be coming. Yassine, oh no, this is awkward. But Yassine still finds the shot. Now the sight hit comes in. We do have the Omen tucked on the site. I'd love to see his POV, how much he could do from this. It should be a kill for Leo, sure. But it's going to be interesting more on his perspective as to what he could get done. But no, he's going to be almost ignored back here. Just kind of left to rot as the spike goes down. Anyway, Leo's found Carcass, but you can see Cider gets one. Not bad. Quick trade for Yassine, though. And I love the way they just completely navigated around that position. Leo on the cleanup, and this round had a couple of threats, Hypog, but they seem to subside quickly.
Yeah, I think Murray got the shock of his life when Yassine actually jumped down into Rose there. Nico, Bucky in hand, Leo gonna be there to greet him just outside defensive spawn. But yeah, I mean, the wall is perfect. Again, it's perfectly timed. I don't know if he actually heard the drop into ropes there, or maybe he heard, Murray hopping onto the rope, but the wall's perfect to kind of shut off that area. And I think Murray at that point is never expecting somebody to come from the ropes. He's like, why would they wall off their own teammate, right?
Yep. I like it. I like what we're seeing. This is a very good game between these two, and now we're going to see the look coming back in, right? Wave now going to go in towards the op, a next layer to this. Another piece of the puzzle for Guild to try and work out and find the right approach to. And we're going to see a quick hit. Now, that's an interesting concept. The ult goes nowhere, but Yassine's does. Murray goes down, and that's just adding insult to injury. And now, oh, this is big from Yassine. Just powers on in. Does go down, but that's information. Now, they got to realize there's got to be more here. Wait, we've just killed some agents that we didn't expect to be on this site. Can we exploit B? We've just killed Murray, who's been that B player consistently. There's still that jet up, and they've got the money for the op to come out, so you're going to put together all of these pieces of that puzzle, and B seems like way of an easier option for Guild now.
It does actually. Zeke did rotate over towards Heaven on A, and now he's actually creeping back through towards default on B. Carcass actually going to find safe, walking back over towards Mail, sorry. Oh god, Zix actually got in and amongst Guild. Yeah, Draken does actually find him now. I'm not entirely sure why he was in the cam, not behind the box there. Would have blocked that LOS, but nonetheless, Spike will go down on B. Wave now a 2v3 retake situation.
There's only so many places they can approach from. Yes, they could go long flank, but there's a wall there, so they can focus now. Leave Draken to watch towards that CT side. Keep Heaven under control of Bonkar, and this again is it. As much as it's what you see, it's what you don't see as well, and them knowing exactly, well, they're not here, so probably a save at this point. No one's made any moves. Time to back away. And again, this is a discussion that I'm sure will eventually come around later in Valorant. I don't know if it's quite there yet, and if the economy allows. The problem of having an op as well down the line is that it will kind of keep you poor for the rest of the team if you aren't winning the rounds, right? Because you constantly want to force around it, you constantly want to buy around it because it can be viable. But again, it will keep you in those force buys.
It does, yeah, and it's such a heavy burden as well in terms of retaking here. Straight away, it's like, well, we got 6,000 credits worth of equipment here that, I don't know, in a 2v3, unless he's getting a pick with that operator before they can even set up in the post plant, there's almost no point going for it. Literally no point at all.
Here we go. Bucky's coming out, Sheriff coming out, buying down to, I think it's like 1.6, 1.9 at lowest. But you're putting your money on Carcass here. Let's have a watch of that op. It looks like he's going aggressive towards those B halls. Does take the line. So that should at least alleviate the likes of Murray. That can mean people can play a little bit more attentively towards mid, maybe sit there and play those crossfires a little more. There it is. And Murray wins. So again, this just keeps that focus, keeps them in this. Nico still not shown his hand yet either, so that's not bad. Does eventually show him, backs away, but Murray finds another. Draken goes down. This is perfect. This is exactly what you want. And again, that op technically doesn't need to move. It is already just showing its value here. These are the perfect choke points for Buckies.
Murray. He's creeping once again. Leo actually maybe trying to reset and find this revive here, and it's gonna be risky. Murray's still in this spot. He did burn his grenade there on the regen as well. Leo now, again, probably not worth it in a 2v5 unless they can find some kills pretty quickly here. But you can see on the X-ray, I'm just waiting, anticipating this push coming through. Again, the flash is actually perfect, and Nico still finds that. He actually turned for that flash.
Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect utilization of the op there. And you can see what those Buckies are able to do if people are kind of funneled towards them. And I think this is one of the most dangerous things when it comes to Valorant is I think we're going to still see teams being better and better at using Buckies, using Spectres, kind of using utility to navigate through those kind of force buys and weaker weapon rounds. Again, that was off the back of, I think, one rifle and op, and this is perfect. As I said, Guild, yes, they went for this kind of mid-take. I mean, I don't know if I love the concept against a round like this, but still, they got punished for it. Those Buckies were in perfect position for that. No stress at all. Great play from Murray, but again, the call to do that, great. Carcass this time does go for that mid-fight, has to back away from it, leans back towards A now, but that's presence noted. They have to be a little diligent towards it here.
Yeah, this is, again, I mean, yes, a previous round excluding, but again, I'd almost see Carcass heavily rely on that mid presence with the operator. I want it to be a nuisance elsewhere on sites. Maybe keep Guild second guessing in the early round, because once again, I mean, with 4 people here, you can see they're trying to challenge that operator. They're trying to mitigate the risk of running into it elsewhere. Guild now actually poised to maybe take some heaven control, but yeah, you're seeing just going to deal with the trap wire and ropes. Again, they're going to keep Wave guessing for the time being. Wave are set up 3 over towards B site. Actually, 1 in hell, 1 holding stairs here in heaven. So nice little crossfire here. The flash is perfect. The wall actually negates a lot of that risk.
Incredibly dangerous timing, but you're seeing again, Worth is waiting gold on entry fragging towards sites here. I have to give him credit on it, but does he check as deep as he should? Well, there was a problem. It does seem as though Side has found 2, but the trades have been effective enough to at least allow a spike plant. Now, the retake from the other 2 is interesting here. Do they still have that op in play, or did they drop it for a rifle? Now, Draken considering adjusting, but doesn't. Zix already towards the side. Jet's up above for now. And if Carcass gets this pick, he's stuck on this. And maybe he felt he had perfect timing, but no. Excellent trades from Draken coming out. And a bit of a misplay in the end.
I was so confused at how Carcass was walking out on rafters with Draken stood literally 3 feet away from him. It's actually, who was it? Was that Bonkar on default that finds that kill?
I think so.
Really lucky there, because I mean, if Carcass is allowed to get any further and Draken's, I guess he was watching the defensive spawn. He was waiting for the walkout there. But I mean, if Carcass finds that kill onto Bonkar, that was very much doable for them. He's wide open here, Lauren.
There's a mid push. Woo! Let's see if the mid push works out. Show me Jet and show me Raze here, because I'd love to see if they've noted any information. I think the breach has now fallen away, and they've TP'd or brought Omen across. I mean, he's just hopping straight on in there. They know where they are, and I guess that's the one bonus of taking that mid information, is that you know exactly where people are. And Cider has been putting up some numbers here, but they need some more, and they might be that ultimate, very fortunate to work out for Yassine in that aspect, as now Murray's going to be on the case, going to try and leer his way forward. Doesn't find too much there, just Yassine on the other side of it. Flash comes out, they're blind as anything. And you can see this. The one aspect of making these fast hits happen is they have so much utility for the post plant. Flash, 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 you saw nothing. Guild maintain with 3.
The flashes were... I mean, it literally just, it cancels out the possibility of them even following up on that Rolling Thunder. You can see Yassine, he was actually dazed behind Pillar there, but the flash is just timed perfectly here. You see a perfect angle here from the observers. Look how blind they were. They were literally stuck. Literally stuck behind default. A big investment, to be honest with you, on Wave on that retake. Actually, was it just the Rolling Thunder? Not even.
You tell me. I say words loud, you keep track of information.
Yeah, I think it was just the Rolling Thunder, actually. It was the showstopper that came out from Yassine. My mistake.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Yassine again, man. The value this guy is bringing is huge. And the audacity for Wave to go for that double play down middle is pretty bold. It worked out, I guess, in aspect that they had the information from the previous round, but to double down on that is a little insane. And Guild obviously ready to answer. Yeah, well, we'll sit there. No worries. We're fine. We'll catch you when you walk down. Easy peasy. I'll put my boombot down. No worries. Easy for us. And now they're left kind of picking up the pieces over on Wave. A little behind on this round.
Cage triggered.
Now Zik now knows something's up. Gonna head over towards A. I'm a little further away though. So again, this is information, sure, but a 2v4, it takes mistakes to win these.
Yeah. Actually, the wall going to block off Dick from getting down. I mean, you can jump up onto this, but Leo should be anticipate it. Yeah. Oh, actually, still going to find the kill there. Neural Theft goes out, so I mean, he's going to give them the information. All three are on site. It's still very tough. Zik and Cider really get a look into sight here. Clock ticking away. They'll make a move now if they want to try and make this retake.
Last player standing.
And Zik's gone down. Cider does get one, turns around.
Oh my God.
And now there's problems. Yeah, you can see Breach starting to panic a little bit, buys the time, goes for the knife.
He's got it. Easy.
What was Bonker doing? I mean, I get baiting the angle, but Cider didn't have an op. He had a rifle. What are you doing trying to bait that corner?
I mean, he didn't even really jump peek it. He jumped
Just
around
wide
the corner.
peeked it. Yeah. I want to watch that again. If we could watch it, I want to see his decision making. Now, these.
I think maybe he thought Cider was going to reposition back under Heaven and walk that way down steps onto.
That's a
onto
bold
default.
assumption.
Very much so. Yeah.
You're gonna play the exact way I want you to. All right? No. He didn't throw down any utility in that final moment, then, did he? That I didn't catch.
He fault lined elbow, and that was it. But
He was already past elbow.
yeah.
Oh, that's a let's move on, don't think about it. But obviously for the newcomer to the roster, loving it. You don't get given those often. You really don't. And that's, as I said, you don't win 2v4s without mistakes, and that was a pretty special mistake coming out. Anyway, shake it off, come back in. Wave can start building a little confidence off that, but Yassine instantly removes it. I want to see how many times Yassine has won an opening battle here. His entry work has been sublime. Leo blind, and the rest of the team's trying to work their way in, but Cider again, this guy is good. Just trying to throw everything at the side to make it count, and Leo again still so valuable to this squad. As Guild do take side control, you can see Carcass just investing his life on it, but now a 1v4. Cider, how you feeling this time?
Yeah, Cider, how you feeling? But I guess Guild, how are you feeling as well after that last round? Still got the paranoia. He's going to have both smokes available here. So, I mean, definitely doable. He's got to find a kill very quickly, though. You can see Bonkar and Yassine both low HP for Guild. This time around, much more disciplined approach here. Actually, Cider going to give this one up. Try and just hold on to the Vandal. And, I mean, the paranoia as well. I'm going to give that away in terms of the economy. They're costly repurchase now. Guild will put their 8th up, and I mean, really, the only one here is I'm gonna have to take a quick look at the economy for Wave, because last round, I don't think it's gonna look too good for them, Lauren.
Last round before the switch.
No,
it's below like 2k on a good couple.
I mean, actually, Carcass and Murray both have ultimates, right? So that's the one benefit here. Whether or not they can drop out some weapons elsewhere. Murray looks like he's going to keep his light armor and Vandal for the time being.
Read the wealth, or?
We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
I hope Carcass doesn't keep his 1400, because that's an extra bucky, if anything. Oh, there we go. He did. Yeah.
Okay. Now, last time around, they utilized aggression to kind of force them in towards the Buckies. They can't do it this time. They don't have the op to play with. But they do at least have the ultimate. Now, that being said, what do they do with this? Trying to funnel the attacking side of Guild to bend to their will, and of course they're not really fancying that, but a mid-take comes out.
Yeah, and last time, it was a little... Actually, it's going to be a TP all the way back into spawn here. Cider, yeah, actually, Draken committing to that one. Little strange. Showstopper gets popped, and Yassine immediately shuts that down. Cider will find a second. Leo's going to wall off stairs here and try and push their way onto default. Don't think they know about Zik just yet.
No, and he's going to try and play this as late as he can. Keep that head tucked down. Nico's arrived and say goodbye to Leo. And while he does eventually give his hand, but it's with that in mind.
Round.
Swing off the frenzy and wave. These rounds, they look so good in. It's crazy to me.
I mean, it's a testament to how well Guild have played the rounds that they've kind of taken with ease, right? Little bit of complacency towards the back end of this half. Maybe you could argue that. I mean, the first 4 rounds, it was a very measured approach by Guild. They were very cautious, especially on the rounds where they were anticipating a worse off purchase from Wave. But yeah, a couple slipping through their fingers there. I mean, that retake on A. I mean, yeah, I don't want to take another look at it. But just a little weird towards the back end of that first half. I mean, the one benefit being Guild statistically usually struggle in their attacking half. So this is a huge win for them to close out 8-4.
I cannot stop giving praise to Yassine on those entry kills. That was a massive half from him in that regard. I'd like to see what he's able to achieve on this half, if he's able to stay as instrumental to the way these rounds are going. But he's done an incredible job thus far. I'd love to see a statistic if someone wants to find it, if someone's out there doing stats, how many of those opening duels did he win? Because I think it'd be a fun one to look at. But into this, though, of course, the side switch comes out. Guild be on the defensive side now, and Wave on the attack. And it looks like they're kind of working slow middle at this point. We're still around the minute marker. But they are going to burst towards Heaven for now. Timing's everything, and the timing's great for Carcass. Not so much Bonka, who's been caught sleeping a couple of times now. Carcass is going to just continue forward, and look at this B wrap. That's going to be a problem. Yassine's still good for it towards Nico. Oh, that's big work. Draken's timing could not have been better. Just isolates the fight as they push through with the spike, and now look at the state of things. Murray was pretty happy. He was like, right, we've got a great spot here after that perfect entry towards Heaven. Wait, what happened?
That got flipped on its head so quickly on the back of Yassine and Draken. Again, I can't help but feel Yassine's position was noted before he found that kill as well. So, sure, where the split focus from Wave came from, Spycam going to spot him out. Draken swings, lands the headshot, Leo cleans it up. A good recovery, like you said. I mean, first blood in the pistol round is one of the most crucial, right? So to see it kind of crumble after that is kind of heartbreaking for Wave. I mean, now you're looking at Guild getting to double digits. If Wave force back in here, you're potentially looking at 11 rounds. Well, they might actually just save all the way through, but...
Probably double digits now would be 10-4. Do we know who picked this map? Did you write it down? Because I definitely didn't.
Yeah, this was Guild's pick.
Guild's choice? Okay. Oh, that makes sense. That's fair enough. I'd be a little worried if this was Waves just mentally coming back in from that. Would be a little bit tilting. Let's see how this goes for old Cypher. Hello, friends.
Oh my.
Welcome to my world. Not quite Viper, and not quite doing so good with it. Leo, though, goes... Move aside, safe. 'Tis my time. 4, not quite 5. Bonkar on the steal.
Come on.
Bonkar's just straight up BM today. He's going for knives. He's straight up feeding in a round or two. And he just steals the ace away. Bonkar.
Yeah.
Report for toxicity right now.
Dismiss here.
Not happy about that one, Bonkar.
Oh, this is a nice.
Poor old
I mean,
Leo, man.
maybe he needed the eco frag after that. Just, build the confidence back. He does first in the pistol.
Eco Cobra it up.
Yep.
I mean, you're not wrong. There is a lot to be said about, the value of getting that, but to take it away from poor sweet Leo. Look, rounds around, who cares? 10-4. Double digits now being garnered by Guild, and in good fashion too. That was quite clean. didn't seem to make too many mistakes on it either to this point. They haven't seemed threatened. Zig probably a little, you know, wanting to get into this. Takes a great deal of mid control, and there's really very few players here. Bonkard's going to be postured for retake on this.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here of... Oh, actually nearly connected with that through. Murray actually, speaking of connecting through, we'll find that headshot. Zik with the late mid lurk as well. Find your scene. That's going to weaken Guild even further. Now in a 3v5, you've got to assume they're going to revert to just trying to do some economy damage towards Wave. See some weapons saved through from the previous hit on the side of Guild. And yeah, I mean, they have rounds to play with, right? So right now, it's kind of just playing the long game. You can see now Safe and Leo doing exactly that. Just going to try and play some exits. It looks like everybody's actually going to swing back towards the defensive spawn. That paranoia is going to be huge for Draken. He's actually got a Phantom, so if he's going to actually intentionally go... Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair play. A little scary. Bonus round not to be converted this time, so nice little freebie. As much as you can say you intended that to happen, you'll take them. You'll take them.
Looking at the timing on that, actually, the paranoia was almost perfect.
The paranoia was...
If it kept them there and the spike detonation actually killed them, that would have been huge.
Would have been massive. Now, this is where the fun begins, though. So, Wave fans, do not fear. All right? I know you're getting a little angry in chat. You know, the guild spam's getting to you. It's hurting. I get it. But wait, they have guns. Let's see what Wave can do with them now coming into this. Karka's going to be offering himself up, but it's Murray to dive on him, but into the loving arms of Bonkar. And this time, he's not messing around. No knives out here. He takes the knives away, if anything. Takes down 2, but Karka still stands. And Cider up above, catching that rotation. The audacity to be walking through kind of smokes at this point is a little bold for me. It's Cider around the world, hits it all, but finally trades out towards Leo, but he's done damage. Not sure if it's enough to keep Zik in this.
Oh, Safe actually just catches some nice time in there. Again, actually on the back of the trap wire getting destroyed elsewhere, and Safe immediately swings on that, so I like that. Again, just throw down a little distraction for Zik, but I like the thought process there from Wave. As soon as the revive comes through, they look to aggressively retake ramp control. I actually like that decision. It's unfortunate Cider finds the first kill towards that area, but immediately gets traded out. Yeah, now, I mean, look at... Yeah, so Karkas, he's got the Blade Storm. I mean, 3 rifles and a Sheriff for Zik. It'd be difficult for them to get anything done here. Not sure if Karkas is maybe just setting up some utility to try and drop a weapon over him.
Get out of my way.
To keep an eye on whether or not he did end up dropping anything.
And that previous round was not a gateway, but it's the building blocks, right? It's the one that gets you like, okay, we can still do this. When you start facing down 11 on the board, let alone obviously 12, it does start to feel like this is getting a bit rough by all accounts. But it's not over yet. Karkas has taken a good chunk of space. It looks like a B lean, but they've dedicated 3 players here already.
Yeah, especially with, I mean, Karkas getting tucked into ropes like this. You see, nobody really on A site. You got Bonkar pretty deep in heaven. Draken watching that A main walkout. But Spike actually making his way back over towards A here. And all this presence shown and no commitment onto site is actually going to pull your scene back towards stairs. So they might already be anticipating this push onto A. And now with Draken finding that kill, definitely going to give us some information over here. Look at this. Karkas actually tries to get around the back, and Bonkar, love that. The contingency plan there. Now they're going to flash out and try and deal with it. Oh, it was perfect, but Draken just slipped off the edge there. Luckily, Bonkar recovered.
And now time remaining. Spike needs to be picked up
left.
and, well, as you can see, that's a bit of a problem. But overall, as much as this is not a great way for Wave to see 12 rounds come to the board, Cider is catching my eye here. Gotta say it. For a new player to come into this roster,
Match point.
definitely worth keeping an eye on, it looks like. But again, 5 rounds to 12, this hasn't been a brilliant game.
Oh, it hasn't, but I mean, we think back to Guild in certainly the first 6 rounds, their attacking half, looking a lot more disciplined, and that's been where we've seen Guild slip up, right? It's kind of this tendency to bounce off the momentum of you seeing finding those kills. So this is a good look for Guild nonetheless.
Shadows traveling.
Now it's going to be pretty difficult wave to close this one out. Actually, I haven't said that. It looks like actually everybody's got themselves a weapon. I was concerned about the economy in the previous, but we'll see 2 surviving enabled them to actually give this one a good go. Come around though, 5 stacked up in mid. Maybe looking back towards Sushi here.
Testing the waters, but nothing found for free. You can see the information place starting to begin over towards A. You're going to have Omen. That's Cypher trying to work through, just keep track of if anyone's over there, and no one is. And obviously it's a quick swing towards mid if needed, but the reaggress towards middle from that raise is kind of keeping me interested if they stick around, but this is looking like that B lane coming in, and here's the fast execution towards the side. Breach is still here, and that's going to be Marie trying to work the way in, but as Bonker just takes the wide peek on it, perfect timing. Leo as well, just trying to play away from Heaven, new angles to deal with, and now Wave are in danger. Slowed down, and again, this utility is just being poured on top of them. Spike is lost as well.
30 seconds left.
Around in the middle of no man's land, Darken tries to come through. Garrett Zick actually lands some nice shot from the Spectre there. Side.
Oh, he got hunted down.
Up. There you go. Safe will clean it up, and I mean, Wave went all out there. Is unfortunate. Bonk